First at 4, breaking news in the death of a young man pulled over by Memphis police. Investigators offer a disturbing description of the arrest video and tell us when it will be made public. And here's Kim.
Still seeing some light snow showers in and around Metro Detroit, and more snow is on the way for the end of the week and the weekend. I'll have your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
We're going to tell you about the asteroid that is coming this close to the Earth's surface.
It is going to reach its closest point to Earth tonight at about 7:27.
Everything you need to know and reasons not to be afraid.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. That breaking news comes in the death of 29-year-old Tyree Nichols, who had confrontations with police in Memphis, Tennessee, and then ended up dead 3 days later. Now, in the past hour, the Shelby County District Attorney talked about the charges against 5 former police officers. A grand jury returned several, including second-degree murder, aggravated assault, and a few counts of official misconduct. The officers had already been fired. Video footage of Nichols' arrest will be released tomorrow evening. Investigators say the video is stunning.
Simply put, this shouldn't have happened. I've been policing for more than 30 years. I've devoted my life to this profession, and I'm grieved. Frankly, I'm shocked. I'm sickened by what I saw.
Police say Nichols was pulled over on January 7th for reckless driving, had a confrontation with police, and then ran off. They found him again, and he was taken into custody during a violent arrest. People who've seen the video say he was beaten and turned into, quote, a human piñata. An attorney for at least one of the officers is expected to speak to reporters at this hour. We will have an update on Local 4 News at 5. Okay, we're going to turn our attention to the forewarned first forecast. We've seen some snowflakes in downtown Detroit this afternoon. Oh, but nothing like the scene 24 hours ago. But we're not done with winter. Let's bring in Kim Adams for what we can expect over the next couple of days.
Well, Karen, we are going to get into a very active weather pattern here in Metro Detroit. Not expecting the significant snow that we had yesterday, but all these little systems will add up over the next several days. We are seeing some light to even moderate snowfall in some spots, the darker blue areas that you see just back out toward Jackson, and then also another batch down here in Monroe. Those are going to be, they're going to be around here for at least the next few hours, and then it looks like we'll see things start to wind down a little bit overnight tonight. But I'm going to zoom in just a little bit closer for you here in Oakland County. It is snowing right now in Oxford, Waterford, dry in West Bloomfield, but a few scattered snow showers at this hour in Farmington Hills. So right now temperatures are at or just below freezing. 33 in Detroit, 32 in Howell, 30 in Pontiac, 32 in Adrian. I'll have more on the snow we expect tomorrow and your weekend forecast coming up.
Digging out and cleaning up were the goals of many people in Metro Detroit today after yesterday's blast of winter. Now, in most cases, the highways and main roads were in pretty good shape even late last night. But we always wonder, what about those side streets? Sean Lay has been doing a lot of driving today in the city of Detroit to check the progress, and it does look promising, right, Sean?
In the neighborhoods. That's where we are, Karen. It does look promising. Take a look at this side street here just off of 8 Mile. Promising because of the city's promise to pay attention to neighborhoods and clear the streets for people. It's important to people here. It's important to us to check on it. And so far, so good. Take a look. Clearing city roads after the storm. We're checking on the city of Detroit's progress and promises to plow main roads and side streets after our first heavy snowfall so far this winter. Here is the challenge for the city of Detroit Public Works Department. The city has 673 miles of major thoroughfares to plow. This is 7 Mile on the city's west side. As you can see, it's looking good just hours after the final flakes fell. Main roads first. Side streets have been getting attention since midnight. Here, the city has 1,884 miles of residential streets to plow. And on the west side, that challenge has been met. Main roads are clear. We checked on miles of residential streets, and so far, so good and so clear. 50 DPW trucks hit the main roads, and then contracted plows. They have 24 hours from start time to complete the plowing on the side streets that they are responsible for. As we head to the east side, Drone 4 can show you that some streets off of 7 Mile here have not yet been cleared. We found Lynn McGrath shoveling her street so she has a place to park.
I don't know if they consider that a plow right in the middle there, but that's basically what they did. They didn't go anywhere over here.
Back here live, talking to more people at 5 o'clock, Karen. We also catch up with one of those city contracted crews, a number of trucks here, and we talk to them about the number of miles, block after block, that they're clearing. Not easy, but people are very pleased right now that they can get through, get to work, doctor's appointment, and school. Back to you.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Sean. We'll see you at 5. The Van Gogh painting at the center of that big legal battle is not going anywhere anytime soon. An appeals court is ordering the Detroit Institute of Arts to hold on to the painting known as the Novel Reader or the Reading Lady. A Brazilian art collector sued the DIA claiming the painting belongs to him. It was on loan for part of an exhibition at the museum that ended over the weekend. The court says the DIA should keep the painting until the battle is over and that ownership is decided. Professional football in the spring going to make a comeback in the city of Detroit, specifically at Ford Field. The United States Football League and Michigan Panthers just made that announcement today. You might recall the USFL first formed back in 1982. It ran for 4 seasons. Now the league and the Michigan Panthers are coming back with opening day set for Sunday, April 30th at Ford Field. USFL's executive vice president is hoping the league and the city of Detroit can share a successful comeback.
We're thrilled to officially join the community of Detroit, which has always been a city with a deep legacy of entertaining people, especially in sports. The USFL is proud to be part of the revitalization of downtown Detroit, and we are excited about turning up the Motown music and firing up a new fan base for professional spring football in Michigan.
Okay, so you can go to the USFL.com website to reserve your tickets for the 2023 season. Well, right now, the FDA's Vaccine Advisory Panel continues to debate proposed changes to our nation's COVID vaccine strategy. The outside panel of experts is holding an all-day meeting to consider if we should move toward treating COVID vaccines more like flu shots. The FDA has proposed updating the vaccine each June to include the COVID strains most likely to circulate and then offering an annual booster each fall. Tonight at 5, we are going to bring you the highlights of their debate and also what they vote to recommend. There is some big drama in outer space in just a few hours. A newly discovered asteroid is about to just whiz by the Earth, incredibly close to us in space terms, that is. The asteroid was only recently discovered, and it is one of the closest near misses ever discovered. Paula Tutman is at the Cranbrook Institute of Science today to explain what this is and what it means to us Earthlings.
This particular asteroid is interesting for a couple of reasons. Start with the fact that it was only discovered Saturday and by an amateur. And astronomically speaking, it is this close to the surface of the planet. So, for instance, here is Detroit, right here. And here is California, right there. This asteroid is actually going to come closer to us than this distance between Detroit and California.
It was given the fantastic name of 2023 BU.
Michael Narlock, the head of astronomy for the Cranbrook Institute of Science, explains how it is this asteroid was only discovered recently and not even by a big science institution.
Objects of this size regularly interact with the Earth about once every 5 years. Objects about half the size hit every year, and they burn up. But the question that a lot of people ask is, well, why did we just see this on Saturday? And an amateur. Were we asleep? Well, the sad reality is the eyes on the sky are generally done by amateur astronomers. What makes this particularly harrowing is how close it's going to get to the Earth. About 2,000 miles.
That it's coming that close? It is very fascinating, a little bit scary, but you know what? You wonder if how many times in the past this has happened and we just weren't aware of it.
Good point, and right on target, because it's not unusual for asteroids to come this close to us.
The solar system is full of this sort of debris, and that's really what it is. It's the leftover stuff from the formation of the solar system. It's as old as the solar system.
And size-wise, it's about the size of a small bus. The good news is, had it not been discovered, we probably wouldn't have even known about it. It poses no threat, and it's small enough that if it did break through our atmosphere, it would burn up on impact. And if it didn't burn up on impact, scientists would likely be able to gauge its trajectory and warn people to get out of the way, unlike the dinosaurs. But there is a but in there.
It's nothing to worry about. It's going to go by us. It's going to be an interesting thing, and in 2 days you'll have forgotten about it. until the next one. And there will be a next one. And let's keep hoping that all of these interviews end with, and it's nothing to worry about.
Ooh, cue the sinister laugh. Okay, again, this one, nothing to worry about. It will not be visible to us Michiganders, not going over in exactly the right place. But again, these things are happening all the time. But how about this, Karen? Yay for citizen scientists. More reason to get a telescope and look up. You might just save mankind one day.
You know, Paula, I didn't realize how much they depend on those amateur scientists, really. You know what I mean?
That was new to me, too.
Yeah.
I was saying, well, where's NASA in all of this? That was brand new to me, too. Yeah, they depend on people with telescopes to discover these things.
Pretty cool. All right, just after the 7 o'clock hour tonight, Eyes to the Sky. Thanks, Paula.